What's good, YouTube? It's your boy 2K the God, my man Sess. Welcome to the Gods of Boxing Talk, the most controversial show on YouTube. Now, for this segment, it's going to be a What's Hot. And what's hot right now? Yo, I kind of knew that this fight was going to be very popular. But I didn't think it was going to be this popular. The Anthony Joshua versus Wladimir Klitschko tickets actually went on sale today. Yeah,
Bam.
Yeah, Tuesday? Today Tuesday, right? Yeah.
Yep.
I know in the UK it's no longer Tuesday, so yesterday for them.
Yeah.
But it went on sale today for us. And they sold 50,000 tickets. But this is the kicker, fam. In US dollars, the highest ticket price, wait for it,
All right.
$2,479.
What the fuck?
So if you Floyd Mayweather and you want to sit ringside, you're going to pay $2,479. In British pounds, since the American dollar is weak on the British pound, the UK is like way better than us right now. That's a little over 2,005 British pounds, fam. That shit is, and it still sold 50,000 tickets in its first period. Now, the second batch of tickets will be released January 16th, and that's gonna be the second period of ticket sales. And I think on that day or the next day after that, January 17th, they will be completely sold out, fam.
Oh, absolutely.
What do you think about this, fam? And also, I want you to talk about Carl Froch a little bit.
Okay. Man, you know what? That is amazing. Anthony Joshua, I think, is only 26 or 27 years old.
Yeah.
And no doubt, this is partly because he's fighting Wladimir Klitschko as well. But a guy like Anthony Joshua, who's that young, just being a part of an event that's going to be so big is insane.
Yeah.
I think another thing that a lot of people don't talk about is, man, Joshua was one of those guys who is extremely marketable. I mean, just look at a lot of his advertising.
Yeah.
A lot of his advertisers. I think he inked the deal with Under Armour as well. So Joshua is definitely on his way. This fight is going to be huge. I think they're holding the fight. Don't quote me on this, YouTube. But I believe it's going to be at the O2 Arena.
Okay.
And like I said, don't quote me on that. You guys can fact.
I'll pull it up right now.
Okay. Cool. But I definitely believe this fight is going to do way more than Carl Froch did at Wembley Stadium when he did 80,000.
Oh, yeah.
And everybody knows that's Froch's claim to fame. His 80,000 at Wembley Stadium.
Never forgets to mention that.
Oh, no. It's so convenient. He just never forgets to mention it, regardless of what he's talking about. But, I mean, hopefully this fight produces, and I believe it will, but hopefully it produces, man, because just these guys fighting each other. I honestly believe it's a big deal.
Yeah.
It's a huge deal. It's a very competitive fight. Wladimir Klitschko is not an old 40-year-old fighter either.
No.
So, and you've got a guy who was on top of the world in terms of having all the belts, and he lost all of them. To Tyson Fury. Yeah. Tyson Fury goes through his situation, and now you have Wladimir Klitschko with a chance to get his belts back. And I think this is the most focused we've ever seen Wladimir Klitschko, probably within the last maybe 5 to 10 years of his career. I just don't feel like he's really had to get up for a lot of his fights, especially toward the toward the latter part of his career.
Yeah.
He's just kind of been blowing guys out the water with the type of style that he has.
Yeah.
So this is an extremely intriguing fight because I, for one, don't believe the jab and grab is gonna work.
No.
I think Joshua's just a little bit too, well, not a little bit, but a lot of bit too big for Wladimir to jab him, grab him, jab him, grab. If it didn't work against Tyson Fury, there's no way in the world it's gonna work against Anthony Joshua. So I'm definitely excited for this fight. I'm excited that they did 50,000. I can't wait to see what the final numbers are gonna be. I'm predicting they're going to at least sell the arena out, and if they don't, they'll probably come short maybe about 1,000 people, if that.
Yeah. I think we will actually get to see exactly who is the better draw in the situation because the fight is not at O2, it's at Wembley. So,
oh, really? Wow, okay.
The fight is at Wembley. So Anthony Joshua will be able to break, I don't know if it's a record, but break Carl Froch's personal record of ticket sales and attendance at Wembley Arena in this fight. It's like you said, it's a very intriguing fight. I don't think, like you said, the jab and grab is going to work against Anthony Joshua, but I don't directly correlate it not working because it didn't work against Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury is a totally different animal. He's a mover and he's a boxer. Anthony Joshua doesn't move that much at all. He moves backwards and then he moves forwards. That's it. Tyson Fury uses the entire fucking ring. So that's one of the reasons why it didn't work on him. But I do agree it will not work with Anthony Joshua just because of his fucking size. A lot of people say Anthony Joshua's way bigger. No, he's not. And if I don't forget to put a picture on this video, you know what I'm saying, I'll try to put it in the beginning of the video or just go fucking Google it yourself. The guys are standing next to each other recently. They're about the same size. Anthony Joshua's maybe a little bit bigger, and then you can make a case to say that Klitschko's a little bit bigger than him. So they're virtually the same size in height. They're the same size in body type. The only difference is Anthony Joshua has a 1-inch reach advantage. So it's not a situation where Anthony Joshua is going to go in there and step on this motherfucker at any. I mean, people forget this is the second most winningest heavyweight champion in heavyweight history.
Yep.
Behind Joe Louis. So we need to respect Wladimir Klitschko for what he's done. Even though he's not the most skilled heavyweight in heavyweight history, he's fought every fucking body in his era. You know what I'm saying? So we need to put some motherfucking respect on his name. You know what I'm saying? Especially when you're going up against a little nigga. To him, that's a little nigga. You know what I'm saying? Just by age-wise. You know what I'm saying? So we got to put a little more respect on Wladimir Klitschko's name. I'm hearing too many people talking about Anthony Joshua's going to knock him out in under 6 rounds. Stop it. It may happen, but let's not just say that shit without considering all our variables, without properly breaking down the fight. A lot of motherfuckers need to really learn how to do that, fam. You know what I'm saying?
It's a lost art.
It's a lost art, and it's like boxing 101 to be an analyst of the sport. Like, a lot of motherfuckers will tell you, I'm not an analyst, but then they'll go try to tell you why so-and-so beat so-and-so. Nigga, that's analyzing the sport.
Exactly, man.
So anyway, good fight. Can't wait to see it. Next.
Uh-oh. Oh, shit.
Now, we went over this, man, on the podcast, the last episode of the podcast, The Movement. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
But I just couldn't help myself.
Uh-oh.
Sess brought it to my attention, hey, we need to talk about this.
Yep.
And I'm like, man, you're right, fam. I mean, what is a What's Hot segment without having fuckery on the segment?
Hey.
And today's segment, the fuckery has been committed by none other than Miguel Cotto.
Ah, man.
Now, I also did a video with Ingram Jones over on Bayloric IC Boxing. His very last video, I was a guest on there, and I did it with 78 Sports Blood, a manager of a boxer out in the UK, and my man Bo from Truth and Facts about boxing. Also did it with another guest by the name of Adrian. And I told them on that show, I said, the Miguel Cotto James Kirkland fight is about 15 fucking minutes away from me. It's probably about 20, 25 minutes away from Sess.
Yep.
I'm not going to that shit. You know what I'm saying? It's in Frisco, Texas. That's north of us.
Yep.
I ain't going to that shit. You know what I'm saying? I will not give Miguel Cotto nor James Kirkland any of my fucking money by being in attendance. I will not give Rock Nation. Who the fuck is Kirkland with? I don't even know that nigga with.
Man, I don't even know.
I will not give any of them motherfuckers any of my money. Nor will I buy the pay-per-view and give HBO any of my fucking money. I will be streaming the shit out of this. You know what I'm saying? Nigga, I'ma stream it so many goddamn times just to get my goddamn point across. I got about 5 computers in my house. I'm streaming it on all 5, nigga. You know what I'm saying? And I just told Sess, I'm pissed off that I'm going to have to pay a portion of the fucking electric bill because I decided to stream the fight. If my goddamn TV and my fucking computer was battery powered, I put batteries in the motherfuckers so I wouldn't have to pay electric bill on that shit. Get the fuck out of here.
Oh, man.
Oh, wait a minute. Here's a catch, though.
Mm-hmm.
And the key word is catch.
Yep.
The goddamn fight is at a 153-pound catch weight. Are you kidding me?
Forgot about that. Damn.
Are you... What? Are you kidding? This says... So in another segment, when I talked about Miguel Cotto trying to fight Yuriorkis Gamboa,
oh my goodness.
and that was confirmed by an HBO executive who said that the fight was actually being entertained by Rock Nation. I said, and I quote, and I'll say it the way I said it in that video, this is the most ridiculous shit I've ever heard of in my life.
Yep.
That's ridiculous, nigga. Are you HBO pay-per-view? Okay. Do we forget that James Kirkland was knocked the fuck out? Like, bro, they gave this nigga sleeping pills.
Oh, yeah.
Canelo had crushed sleeping pills on the end of his glove, fam.
Ah, man.
And when he hit the nigga, it went through his nasal cavity. I don't know. Somehow got the nigga went to sleep. You know what I'm saying? Why is it that Miguel Cotto is telling us that Kirkland is the best name for him? Are you kidding me? So, I just took the liberty of looking at the available 154-pound fighters in a division. And I also took the liberty of looking at who's available as the top 10 ranked 154-pound fighters. Number 1, Austin Trout. He's available. Miguel, you lost to him. Austin Trout has been fading. Since you lost to him, he lost to Canelo, he lost to Erislan de Lara, and he lost to Jermell Charlo. Yep. That's an excellent fight for a fucking rematch, especially for you, since you actually look good against Canelo. You lost damn near every round, but still look good.
Yeah.
I had to fight 117, 111, but it was like I told my man Sess. It was like, and Sess said, this is like what you said, mind you, a football coach. I said, after every round, basically, Cotto looked good. He go back to his corner, trains like, yeah, good job.
Yeah.
Good job, Cotto. We'll get him next round. You lost that round, but good job, man. You did everything. You did everything right, but you lost that round, fam. That's what it was in the Canelo fight.
Absolutely.
You looked good. You just didn't win. Okay? Yeah, give him 2 thumbs. Canelo's just a better fighter. You know what I'm saying? So, with that said, and you are also ranked number 4 Ring Magazine 154-pound fighter, why can't you fight the number 7 Austin Trout? His last fight was in May. He's available. Okay. You also got Demetrius Andrade, number 6. Number 6. Okay. His last fight was in June. Now, I know he's in negotiations with Jack Koke, but your fight with James Kirkland was just announced. Okay. Yep. And in the process, you were in negotiations with Lamont Peterson.
Oh my God.
Yuriokis Gamboa. Juan Manuel Marquez.
Oh, what the fuck?
Tim Bradley.
Oh.
Meanwhile, all of the above have never weighed in at more than 146 pounds for any goddamn fight in their careers. But you want all them niggas to go to 154. Anyway, what about number 3? Arislandi Lara. Now, after the Canelo fight, these two were actually talking about a fight. But somehow the fight just happened to fall out. Out of whack. You know. They were like, oh, we're not going to make that fight. Don't want to take 2 losses consecutively. Could have been Arislandi Lara's fault. Could have been Miguel Cotto's fault. But the point is, the fight was talked about. They couldn't reach a deal. Okay. Also, Arislandi Lara is fighting Yuri Foreman, a stay busy fight, because basically he can't get a fucking fight. Okay. In January of next year, right? Ironically, the same Yuri Foreman that you fought after you moved up to 154 after you got knocked out by Manny Pacquiao, right?
Oh yeah. Yep.
But his last fight was in May. Again, that fight was just announced. You could have been in negotiations with him. Let's go to the next one. Vanez Martirosyan.
Oh, man.
Now, he's not ranked in the top 10 at 154, but he is one of my favorite 154-pound fighters. One of the most yeah, exactly. One of the most respected 154-pound fighters outside of the top 10 by Ring Magazine, right? His last fight was in May against the guy that was number 3, Arislandi Lara. Why are you not negotiating with him? Furthermore, he's been complaining about not getting fights that he wants. Now, I heard this fight was in negotiations, but the media played it out as, well, Vanez wanted too much money, so that fight couldn't go down. Okay. What about number 5? Jermell Charlo, who will be on this segment later.
Oh, yeah.
His last fight was in May against John Jackson. Now, he looked vulnerable as fuck. And he's the WBC 154-pound champion. Ironically, the title you just had at 160, right?
Yep.
I think you can beat Jermell Charlo, Cotto.
Yep.
But he's getting ready to fight Charles Hatley in February of next year. But again, that fight was just announced. You could have been in negotiations with him too. So that right there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 fighters. 4 of them ranked in the top 10 by Ring Magazine in the 154-pound division. One of the most respected contenders in the division that you could have fought instead of fucking washed up James Kirkland. And I don't care that he's with Ann Wolfe. I don't care that he's undefeated with Ann Wolfe. He was with Ann Wolfe when he fought Glenn Tapia. And that fight looked like fucking 2 Rock'em Sock'em robots.
Yeah.
He's defensively flawed. Cotto, you are a much better fighter than this guy. Sess, what do you think about this, man? I went on too long.
Man, you know what, 2K? I agree with you, man. I mean, it's not too much more for me to say. Like you said, this fight is right down the road from both of our houses. And the only reason, if I were to attend this fight, the only reason I would want to is because I'd like to see the new Dallas Cowboys training facility that hasn't been open to the public yet, and I believe this fight is going to, quote-unquote, christen that stadium. Yeah. So that's the only reason why I would want to see it. I believe they had it at this stadium because it only seats 12,000 people, whereas our bigger stadium, the one that Canelo Liam Smith fought in, I believe seats about 90,000 people, and that we both know that wouldn't have been a good look for TV.
Oh,
You
yeah.
know, had they put that fight
Would have been
at
bare as a
our main
motherfucker,
stadium,
boy.
oh, it would have been horrible. You know, so, but to your point, man, the fact that the fight is on pay-per-view is absolute bullshit. If anything, this fight, if it were going to be made, if it had to be made, should have been on regular HBO television. Not even HBO. You know what? Put this shit on BET. Because that's where that's where Andre Ward fought Paul Smith. Put this shit on BET, man. You know, I mean, he's with Rock Nation. You know, like, come on, TV One or some shit like
put
that.
that shit on Noggin, nigga. Right after Hey Arnold, nigga.
Yeah.
Fuck out of here.
I mean, come on, man. Really, you're gonna put Cotto versus Kirkland on pay-per-view? You know, I don't understand what the thought process was behind that. Again, this is a money grab by Miguel Cotto, who needs to go ahead on and retire. I don't know why he's still sticking around, because he's clearly not boxing to be competitive anymore. He's boxing to solely make money. That's what he's doing, you know? Also, neither one of these guys have fought, and I believe Cotto, it's been a year. Kirkland, it's been almost 2 years since he's been in the ring. I mean, come on, people. Come on. Both of these guys have been out the ring forever. And the fact that they're going to come back, both off of losses, and fight each other when they shouldn't be in the ring with each other at all, especially under a fucking catch weight. Come on.
That's ridiculous.
Come on. I mean, I could get with, okay, they're both coming off loss. Okay, they're both coming off of time outside the ring. But to fight a guy at a catch weight when Miguel Cotto can legitimately still make 154 pounds tells you all you need to know right there. You know, just a bit more that I want to mention, and I want to shout out 78 Sports TV for actually bringing this out to the forefront because this is kind of how I view it. In the Canelo versus Kirkland fight, there was word that the contract stipulated Ann Wolfe could not be the trainer of James Kirkland for that fight. Okay? Now, but the fight still took place at 154. So no Ann Wolfe, 154. And the Miguel Cotto fight is almost as if they did the exact same thing, but in reverse. We'll give you Ann Wolfe, but we're gonna take a pound or two from you. You know, so it just goes to show that regardless of where James Kirkland is in his career, I do still believe that some of these guys do view him as somewhat of a threat because they will never fight him on a even playing field, so to speak. And I'm not tooting James's horn or anything like that, but it just kind of irritates the hell out of me, you know, that you won't step in the ring with the guy when he's at 154 and when he has Ann Wolfe in his corner. You know, there has to be some other type of stipulation, but to not bash Kirkland, but Kirkland, I believe, is one of those guys that he's going to get his money. And it is what it is when it comes to James Kirkland. You know, he's one of those guys that doesn't fight very often, but if you put a fight in front of him and the money sounds right, he'll probably agree to anything, you know? So, exactly. Exactly. So, but like you said, 2K, I am all for streaming this fight. Boxing fans need to understand that you make the fights, okay? You make the fights, and if you don't support a fight, the fight will not happen. So fans have to get on this bandwagon, man, and start. If you want Canelo versus Golovkin, guess what? That fight is at your fingertips. All you got to do is do what we're doing, you know, or type and call for these fucking fights. You don't have to wait for these fights. You know, if your dollars support what's going on in the sport right now.
Yep, exactly.
So, come on, people. We should not have to put up with this bullshit, with this fuckery.
Yeah.
I mean, it is what it is.
I've said that plenty of times. I'm glad you touched on that. I've said that plenty of times, man. We the fans actually control what happens in the sport. Everything is driven off of fan support, and fan support is pushed by currency, by revenue, income, all of that. That's what they're exactly, the mighty dollar, the fucking green. That's what they're looking at, fam. You know what I'm saying? So if we don't give these niggas no money for these bullshit ass fights, well, they have no choice but to give us what we want because they gotta make money. You understand?
Absolutely.
So yeah, that's why I'm not supporting that. Shit, I'm not, nigga. I don't even know I'm gonna stream it. Like I said, that might be one of them days, man. My girl gonna be like, "Yo, Cotto Kirkland's on." I'm like, "Nah, baby, I'm over here clipping that big toenail." You know what I'm saying? That motherfucker's a monster. It might take me a couple hours.
Word.
Get the fuck out of here, man. One thing I want to touch on real quick before we go to the next one. Miguel Cotto's last fight was November of 2015. James Kirkland's last fight was May of 2015. They both come in, I think, February of 2017. So it'll be damn near a 2-year layoff for James Kirkland and about a 1.5 year layoff for Miguel Cotto. And another thing you said about James Kirkland, he'll do anything for money. He showed us that in his layoff from 2012 to 2013. It was like from March 2012 to, I believe, November or December of 2013 because he felt that he was worth more than $2 million that Golden Boy was going to give him for fighting Canelo back then. Well, guess what? The nigga only made $1 million in 2015 for the same fight. Next!
Fuck out of here. What
Stupid,
the
man.
Wow.
So I talked to Sess earlier today while we was lifting. And I asked my man, you know what I'm saying? I value my man's opinion probably more than anybody in this game, you know what I'm saying?
That's what's up.
I said, yo, should I give him his name back? He said, yeah, man, go and get nigga his name back, you know what I'm saying? We need to write something on his tombstone.
Word.
So, for the sake of his funeral that will be happening March 18th, live at Madison Square Garden on HBO pay-per-view, another fight I don't think should be on pay-per-view. Again, more bullshit, but you will witness a live killing. And that will be Gennady Golovkin versus Daniel Jacobs. Now, he's no longer Daniel Eugene Rutherford Jacobs. He's Danny Jacobs again.
Yeah.
I applaud him for taking the fight. I think YouTube help us out. I didn't really follow these negotiations too much because I really don't give a fuck about the fight. I already know how the fight's going to go down. But I believe it did go to purse bid. And at purse bid, you know, the WBA had that automatic rule that the real recognized WBA champion, which is the WBA super in this case, which is Gennady Golovkin, he'd get 75, an automatic 75-25 purse split in his favor. I think Danny Jacobs took that shit, though. He took that split. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I'm not following the negotiations behind this fight, so YouTube help us out. Let us know what really went down.
Yeah.
But if Danny Jacobs actually took 25, he's actually saying, or he's doing what I said he needs to do, and that is take the challenge when your number is called. Now, he didn't really need to fight Sergio Mora. He should have took this fight before that. You know what I'm saying? Before the second Sergio Mora fight. We didn't need to see Golovkin fight Dominic Wade, and we didn't need to see him fight Sergio Mora a second time. Could have happened back then. You know what I'm saying? Could have happened in December if he would have stepped up to the challenge. Now, I do agree that he should have asked for more money, but at the same time was saying, why not ask for more money, right? Why not ask for more money? K2 might oblige. But at the same time, I was saying, don't think that a guy like Golovkin and a promotional company like K2 will actually give you money, a piece of the pie that's already cut for them by the WBA if it goes to purse bid. So be ready to only take 25%, and he was ready. So I got to applaud him for that. I got to give him his props for that. Like I said, this is a non-biased channel. I talk a lot of shit. I know that. But if a motherfucker's doing right, I will give him 100% credit, and that's what I'm giving him today. Now, he will get killed within 4 rounds.
Damn.
You know what I'm saying? I see Golovkin knocking this motherfucker the fuck out. You know what I'm saying? And it's mainly because, number one, you cannot fight Golovkin backing up. Can't fight him from the outside. Danny Jacobs has no inside game. Now, I'm not saying that he won't come forward, but what I'm predicting is Golovkin will utilize the jab like he did against David Lemieux. And that will confuse Danny Jacobs and put him on his back foot momentarily. But all he needs, Golovkin, all he needs is you to be momentarily on your back foot, because that puts you in prime time, mid-range distance for one of his right hands. Okay? So, another thing, Danny Jacobs, like I said, has no inside game. Golovkin is ripe for the uppercut on the inside. He's extremely ripe for a counter uppercut. This is why I think Canelo has an excellent chance of beating him, because that's Canelo's money punch with either hand. Left uppercut, right uppercut, from a counter punch position and mid combination. He can throw him either way. Danny Jacobs does not have an uppercut in his arsenal.
Nope.
Also, like I say, he's not an inside fighter, so he won't be landing an uppercut on the inside like Kell Brook did. Okay? Which actually hurt Golovkin. I don't give a fuck what anybody says.
Oh, yeah.
Third thing, he has no defense, fam. And his chin is literally made out of paper mache, fam. Like, dog, his chin is made out of a deck of cards, my nigga. Like, if you blow on his chin, the nigga gonna fall down, fam. So, you got a 27% knockout ratio as Sergio Mora dropping him with a left hand, his weak hand, by the way, as he's backing up. That speaks volumes to me, fam. That speaks volumes.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then, of course, you got Dimitri Pirog knocking him the fuck out way back when. Dimitri Pirog was an excellent fighter, but still. Golovkin is going to destroy this nigga. You know what I'm saying? Danny Jacobs' trainer, though, and I kind of stole this from my man Says.
Yeah.
He said he will be 195% ready, and I'll let Sess break that down. What do you think about that, man?
Man, let me just say this. Why would he be 195% ready? Why can't you get him 200% ready, motherfucker? Why? Why would you throw an odd-ass number out there like that?
Yeah.
That 5% leaves room for a mistake.
Error.
I need 200%.
200.
Exactly, man. Damn, 190. Where did you get that number from? Like, nobody says that. It's not like, oh, man, you know what? I think I'm 197% sure that, come on, man. Damn, he either going to be ready or he not going to be ready, okay?
Yeah.
So I didn't like that at all, and maybe I'm looking too far into it. I'm just fucking around with him, but come on, dude, 195% ready? Nah, man. Give my man 200. Like, well, I don't know. I just don't know where it came from.
Yeah.
But anyway, like you were saying earlier, 2K, to me, the fight is Golovkin's fight to lose. You made some excellent points earlier about a lot of the things that Danny Jacobs doesn't have that you need to have in order to beat a fighter like Golovkin. Like we've continuously said, this is not a biased channel. We don't particularly play favorites here. I have said that Golovkin's not a terrible fighter, I just want to see more from him.
It's not. He hasn't
You know,
proved anything to us. That's
exactly. That's all we're saying. You know, and we're those type of guys that will hold your feet to the flames.
Yeah.
You know, if you tell me something, if you're supposed to be as good as you say you are, I'm sorry. I need to see it against somebody else that's on your level or a step above.
Hey,
what
does Angel say?
Wait, my bad, 2K. Say that again. I didn't catch it.
What does Golovkin's trainer say about Golovkin?
Oh man, hey, he. I mean, Golovkin knocks guys out in sparring. You know, I mean, he beats guys in sparring. We have to put bigger headgear and a body protector with bigger gloves. You know,
shit.
Ward, Adonis, and Kovalev, he walks through all those guys. So if that's the case, man, we just want to see it. But let this be the first legitimate challenger that Golovkin will fight. That's the way I'll view it. I don't think David Lemieux was legit at all. Lemieux had already pretty much. He was out of the fight before he stepped in there.
He had already lost to fucking Marco Antonio Rubio, I guess.
Absolutely.
And Joaquim Alcine. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, exactly. So I do like this fight. I don't like the fact that it's on pay-per-view. I think that's bull crap. I don't care if it's in the Garden or wherever. You know, they could have fought in a fucking gymnasium. You know, I wouldn't have gave a damn, you know, at a high school. I wouldn't have cared. I just want to see the fight. But the fact that they're gonna put this shit on pay-per-view is another travesty, you know. But 2K, I'm gonna reserve my position, okay, right now, because everything you said is spot on. It's 100%, you know. But I like to be somewhat of a risk taker.
Word.
And
I respect that.
I also like to play, you know, part-time hype man. So, you know, I'm gonna go back, look at some things on film, and I'm gonna really try to give Danny Jacobs the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah.
You know, we talked about it earlier, and we agreed on a couple things, but like you said, or like I said earlier, and like you pretty much just proved everything that you said in your somewhat breakdown, man. It's really Golovkin's fight to lose. Danny Jacobs doesn't have an uppercut. That is the primetime punch I think you need against a fighter like Gennady Golovkin.
He can't see it.
He cannot see it.
Yeah.
That is the thing about him. He has excellent balance.
Yeah.
Not footwork, people, because I hear a lot of people saying that shit.
Yeah.
That he has great footwork. Not footwork.
Oh.
Footwork and balance are two completely different things.
Oh.
He has excellent balance. His chin does not go over his doesn't go over his feet, and you never see him overly extending on any shot. His balance is great.
Yep.
And with his balance being so good, he's able to keep guys in front of him and see whatever they throw down the middle. Yep. So those punches don't land as flush as they should. And if they do land, he's able to somewhat roll them. He's able to make a defensive move that kind of takes the steam off that punch.
Yep.
And what you just said, the uppercut is the shot that he doesn't see.
Oh.
So, but Danny Jacobs doesn't have that. You know, he really doesn't have it. But anyway, I like the fight. I'm glad it got done. You know, I don't know the logistics of the negotiation. If Danny Jacobs took 25%, you know, like you stated earlier, I absolutely take my hat off to him.
Yeah.
I just hope he goes in there and fucking fights. Even if you don't win, all I can ask is that when the going gets tough, you stand in there and you continue to fight to the end. Yep. I don't even want to say when the going gets tough, when the going gets tough, the tough get go. I don't even want to say that because you can kind of misconstrue that in a way.
Yeah.
You know, somebody could say, well, when the going gets tough, the tough gets going, and Danny Jacobs, pretty much roll over for this motherfucker, because he got going, So I don't even want to say that. I just want to say, if anything happens, stay in there, fight. You've already been knocked out. Fuck it. It's not gonna mean anything if you get knocked out again by a guy that's knocked out his last 23 opponents.
Yeah.
So just go in there, fight. Be a legit big fucking middleweight.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yep.
So that's all I'm asking for. I appreciate the fight. I like it. I don't like that it's on pay-per-view, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
And March 18th, hopefully we'll get a great performance.
Yeah, I mean, I'll give Golovkin credit for beating Danny Jacobs because he is one of the champions in the division.
Absolutely.
But at the same time, I'm telling you guys now, so when we do the post-fight, it ain't going to sound like we shitting on – it may sound like we shitting on Golovkin, whatever. I'm telling you guys right now, Danny Jacobs is not the guy that I'm looking for to see a showcased performance by Gennady Golovkin. For me to assess his skills properly, Danny Jacobs is not the guy. There's too many flaws on Danny Jacobs' side that play into Gennady Golovkin's favor. This is not the fight. Just like David Lemieux wasn't the fight, Danny Jacobs is not the fight. Okay.
Absolutely.
One thing I want to mention before we go to the next one. Gennady Golovkin, man, the way you beat this guy, dude. Canelo has the tools, man. Find your way on the inside. Go to the body. When you're on the inside, you go to the body on Gennady Golovkin. He drops his hands. Yes. He does not like it to the body. Go to the body.
He doesn't.
Once he drops his fucking hands, uppercut that nigga numerous times on the inside, man. Drop that head up or make that head go back. Now, of course, you're going to take some fire. But if you're a tough guy, like I think Canelo is, Canelo's only been hurt really twice in his career. Once against Miguel Cotto's older brother a long-ass time ago.
Oh, yeah.
And then once against Floyd Mayweather. So he's only been hurt twice, so I think he's tough enough to take the fire on the inside with the Gennady Golovkin. I think he beats him, dog. He has the tools.
Oh, I do too. Absolutely.
He has the tools.
I can't wait to break that fight down.
Yeah. But also, I want to add that Alexander Usyk will be on the undercard of this fight as well. He just fought recently. Motherfucker's getting right back in the ring in March.
Nice.
To defend his cruiserweight title, man. So it's going to be a decent card already. I'm looking forward to it, man.
Cool.
Next! And the last of this segment. Yeah, that shit way over there.
Hey, my bad, fam.
And we talked about it a little bit earlier, man. We'll just jump right in it. Number 5, 154-pounder, rated by Ring Magazine, Jermell Charlo, the WBC 154-pound champion, will defend his title against Cess's boy.
Hey.
Cess love this boy.
Nah. Damn, man. Don't do me like that.
Mr. Charles, a.k.a. Cess's boy, Hatley.
No. No, sir.
Oh, shit. Now, for you people that don't know who Charles Hatley is, because there's going to be quite a few of you motherfuckers that don't know who Charles, and it's not because you don't have extensive boxing knowledge, it's because Charles Hatley really ain't nobody to be fucking talking about. You know what I'm saying?
Not really. Yep.
He's a local cat. He's out here in Dallas. You know what I'm saying? He's from Dallas.
Yep.
Errol Spence pretty much overtook any fame that he was gonna get.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? On the world stage. But I give him his credit, man. He went out there to I believe fought him in Australia. Went out there and beat Anthony Mundine. I think he dropped him a couple times in the process.
Yep.
That's not a great fighter, but he is a recognizable name in the sport. And he went out there and took him out on his home turf. So I give him 100% credit for that. He's also the guy that I believe when Jermell Charlo beat Austin Trout, he jumped in the ring, and a lot of people were like, "Who's that Floyd Mayweather looking motherfucker in the ring?" that was Charles Hatley, the bald-headed dude with the glasses. That was Charles Hatley. The dumbass nigga jumped in the ring for the wrong Charlo.
Ah, man.
He accidentally jumped in the ring for Jermell when he's actually the mandatory for Jermell.
Exactly.
That pretty much sums up his boxing career. You know what I'm saying?
That's fucked up, yeah.
My man was knocked out, I think, by, what was it, Leonardo Tyner?
Leonardo Tyner, yeah.
Leonardo Tyner's flatlined this nigga in 2 rounds. Now, if you don't know who Leonardo Tyner is, go through Dante's Boxing Nation's archive of videos, man, and you'll see a video of an old-timer in the Mayweather boxing gym. He's cursing and getting mad and shit, talking shit to Gervonta Davis and basically saying these little niggas had no respect. I knock his ass out in 2. That was Leonardo Tyner beefing with Gervonta Davis. Okay?
Yep. Look, my bad, 2K. Let me make it a little easier on him. If you want to know who he is, as well as what 2K just said, go to the exhibition between Leonardo Tyner and Sean Porter.
Oh, yeah.
They fought an exhibition when Keith Thurman had his car accident.
Absolutely. I forgot about that.
Yep, you can see him in action in that exhibition as well.
Good point. That's a guy who took Charles Hatley's scalp. You know what I'm saying? So, shit. But big ups to Charles Hatley, man. We fucking with him, dog. We fucking with him a little bit on here. Big ups to Charles Hatley for beating Anthony Mundine and putting himself in a position to get this title shot. I think he has a shot. Seth might disagree with me on this. Guys like John Jackson making Jermell look ordinary. John Jackson also made Andy Lee look ordinary before he made a mistake and got caught.
Oh, yeah.
He also made he fought Willie Nelson, and he looked good for a minute in that fight, and then Willie Nelson just beat the dust off of John Jackson.
Damn.
But and took his undefeated. Oh, by the way, but still, man, I think he has a shot just because I don't think Jermell is as sharp as his brother. What do you think about that, man?
Man, you know what, 2K? Man. Well, first off, let me say this. I actually had the opportunity to meet Charles Hatley years ago, I think when he was still an amateur. My dad personally knows and has dealt with Charles. So I heard a lot about him when I was probably about 15, 16. So I'm real familiar with him just in terms of us having the same go-between.
Word.
And, from everything I heard, he was always he was somewhat of a standout amateur on the Dallas circuit, but, man, to me, honestly, he has a shot. Like you said earlier, 2K, anybody has a shot when we were in the gym. Yeah. I'm going to have to hit you with the same thing, man.
Yeah.
Anybody has a shot, when you get in there, But just recently going back to the Anthony Mundine fight, Charles lacks a lot, or Hatley lacks a lot of fundamentals to me. He's very, very, very stiff.
Yeah.
If you guys want to go and watch the Hatley versus Mundine fight, you'll see what I'm talking about. He's extremely stiff, and his footwork really isn't as fluid as I think his size should permit. I think he's a 154-pound fighter, and he kind of moves like his bottom half is just too heavy for to get him out the way. He's got a very wide open guard. It's probably about right. I think it's about right here, and I mean he's literally about this stiff, and he's moving, but it's not fluid. It just doesn't look good.
Yeah.
Now he can, however, he's not a power puncher, but he does have very good snap on his punches. That's something that I noticed in the Mundine fight, like you pointed out. I think he dropped Mundine a couple of times within that fight, but to me, it was really a showcase of an older guy fighting a younger guy. I think Mundine's kind of up there in age, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
He's
like
somewhere
30.
in his.
He's like 39, fam. Something
Yeah,
like
I
that,
was
yeah.
exactly. So, but you know, not taking anything from Hatley, that was a good victory for him. He did it on Mundine's soil, so great victory. I'm actually very intrigued by this fight because it's a Dallas versus Houston thing,
Oh yeah.
and anybody that's from the Dallas Metroplex or the Houston area knows that whenever the Mavericks play the Rockets, you know, it's always somewhat of a rivalry, you know, between us and them. So it should be really interesting to see these two guys go against each other because it's gonna be sort of a turf match, you know, sort of a grudge match type of deal. And I think both guys, especially here in Dallas, I don't know how many of you guys are from Dallas, but Dallas typically gets behind their athletes, and they
Absolutely.
support them just very, very, very strongly out here. So
Yeah.
Hatley's gonna have a lot of guys behind him, but so is Jermell Charlo, and I'm hoping they do this fight in Texas because
Sure.
exactly they should. I actually would not mind going to this fight just because the atmosphere is going to be so charged
I agree.
because of how things are out here. So I like the fight. Again, 2K, because I know we're gonna do a breakdown and prediction.
Yeah.
Again, I'm gonna wait just to hold, just a little bit longer to more thoroughly break this fight down. But please, all the viewers out there, do not sleep on this fight. It's
Yeah.
gonna be a very, very, very good fight, regardless of what I just said about Hatley. And to a point that 2K made it earlier, he has a shot and he can make it very competitive. You know, both of these guys are in their 20s, so these guys are coming to get it.
Yeah.
So definitely, man, I'm just waiting to see where the fight's gonna be, so we can, so I can make that trip, or we can make that trip, and get a look at these guys up close and personal. But
Yep.
should be a great fight.
No doubt, no doubt. 100% agree. And actually, that damn Houston Dallas beef, that shit goes all the way down to like regular motherfuckers. Like,
Oh, big,
I remember,
yeah.
I remember being in clubs and shit when I was in college and shit.
Oh
And
yeah.
not in Dallas. I was in college in a different area, but I see Houston and Dallas niggas fighting and shit all the time.
Yep.
And
Yep.
to be real,
Absolutely.
Dallas always got the ass whooped.
And man, you know what? I would not be surprised.
Yo.
I honestly would not be surprised, man.
Hey.
But to your point, that's how deep it is. These,
Yeah.
there are so many club battles
Yeah.
with Dallas and Houston. So
Yeah.
it's definitely interesting for us.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, we're going to go ahead and conclude this segment right here. YouTube, do what you do in the comments section and be real. This is Real Talk for real fans. 1.